So my topic today is Lisa Frank. My resources are the greatest Wikipedia, also Cafe Mom, Dark History by Bailey Sarian, and wait for it, my personal email inbox. If you were a boy or lived under a rock in the 90s, that's the only way you're going to get a pass for not knowing what Lisa Frank was. It was everywhere. Okay, so Lisa Frank was a brand of a lot. I remember mainly school supplies, folders, pencils, backpacks, lunch boxes, stickers, and let us not forget the art sets. Do you remember the art kits you'd get for Christmas, Amber?
Yes, the ones with the velvet.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I loved them. They had like the markers and the crayons, the watercolors, and the oil pastels.
Truly
Those were
like
amazing.
the beginning of like an artist in our young days.
For real. I would go crazy with those. Lisa Frank was an icon for little girls everywhere in the 90s. It was known for its rainbow palette, besides replacing the color red with hot pink, and artwork circling around characters such as aliens, unicorns, puppies, dolphins, tigers, basically anything a little girl would find cute. How did this explode into the hearts of girls everywhere, though? Lisa Frank originated in Tucson, Arizona. Shout out, I used to live there. I don't recommend you go visit. Okay, bye. The reason its headquarters are in Tucson is due to Lisa moving there to attend the University of Arizona to study art, and she moved there from Detroit in the 1970s. It's quite a difference of places. Tucson is much more of a city now, but back then it was like Cowboyville. So, what a take. She grew up in a house influenced by art. Her father was an art collector, so growing up around art was a huge part of her life. It was only natural that she would want to pursue a career in it later on. Interestingly enough, Lisa Frank Inc. was not her first business, though. She started out between her sophomore and junior year of college making a line of plastic jewelry named Sticky Fingers that was featured at Neiman Marcus and Bloomingdale's. So they definitely had to be impressive because those are both very high-end stores to this day.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they would want to have a brand named Sticky Fingers in their store because it just seems a little like off-brand for those high-end department stores. But like you said, her stuff must have been high-end. And when you say like jewelry like this, it makes me think of Betsy Johnson. You know how she's got the big oversized
Oh,
earrings and
yeah.
stuff? It kind of makes me think of that.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely. That's a good point. I would never have thought to compare Lisa Frank to Betsy Johnson, but when you make that comparison, it clicks.
Yeah.
The bright colors and yeah. Huh. Yeah, so these pieces included bright colors, obviously. They also had fruit and novelty characters. She included Betty Boop. So I'm not sure if there was copyright on that, but yeah. In 1979, Lisa Frank was inspired to open her own company, and voila, Lisa Frank Inc. was born. Mind you, Homegirl is only 24 years old.
Get it, bitch.
So she started out with creating her first line of stickers. I'm sorry, but the stickers were everything. Did you have a sticker book as a kid?
Of course. Anybody who ever was everybody had one.
For real, they were so fun. So her stickers were all unique characters of her creation. And up until 89, they were actually created with an airbrush technique. And this process could take anywhere between 9 to 36 hours to complete.
Wow.
With this, though, in her first year, she racked up a $1 million job with a little company you may have heard of, Spencer's Gifts.
Okay.
In the 80s, the process of creating these characters changed a little bit. And they started with pencil sketching, and it progressed into 18 by 24-inch paintings that would have required approval before moving forward into actually becoming a sticker. So this process went from the maximum of 36 hours to about 3 months.
Yikes. Yeah, that's an extension beyond. I mean, well, thinking about it from the other way, right? That was all creation time of 36 hours. And once it's done, it's done. There's no approval needed, right? Whereas this is now,
Right.
it's maybe not taking you as long to sketch it out, but now it's taking longer to get that approval. Interesting.
Right. So, yeah, I'm not sure if that delayed or improved the process. Obviously, it worked for them, though. So in 1987, which technically not the 90s, but we're close enough. It went throughout the 90s. 1987, Lisa Frank just explodes into the world, splashing its colors everywhere with legendary school supplies collection. These products featured classic characters like the painter panda, and even to this day, the original characters tend to be what sell the most. Lisa Frank commercials in the 80s came with the slogan, "You gotta have it." Now, do you remember having Lisa Frank commercials when we were kids?
I mean, no. If I even do remember it, it would be like a fever dream. I just remember the stuff being everywhere. So if there was a commercial, it's embedded in all of that fever dream.
Yeah, I don't remember it at all. But if you go hunting around on the internet, you can actually find a commercial starring a young Mila Kunis. And I tell you, she's like the perfect Lisa
Oh.
Frank girl. It's truly iconic.
Oh my god. She was so cute when she was little. I mean, not that she's not cute still.
I don't know. We'll definitely have photos of her available as a Lisa Frank girl. These adorable school supplies are every young girl's biggest aspiration to own. And the school supplies line did so well, it raked in a gross $60 million each year for the company throughout the 1990s. Like, this was it.
That's a lot.
Right? But we all had to have it. Like, you gotta have it. In 1989, Lisa Frank completely stopped the airbrush technique and moved into using computer software. Like, hello, it's the 90s, let's act like it. But this made it much easier to produce merchandise because the designs were so detailed and intricate. There was some drama, and I'll keep it brief. Lisa divorced her husband, who was the CEO and president of her company, in 2005. She made some boss moves and bought him out of his shares in the company for a discount and got all of it back. And the only reason I'm bringing this part up at all is because in the court findings, it was discovered that from 1979 to that point in 2005, the company raked in over $1 billion.
Yes, queen.
Back in 2005, that was a lot of money. Like, everyone wanted to be millionaires,
it wasn't even like a thought to try to achieve it because it was so far off. And she did it.
Right. After this, Lisa reclaims her throne as the CEO, and she's got everything back. So go girl. And of course, with everything going digital, the sales of their school supplies and whatnot have slowed down, but they are still around. Her headquarters are still in Tucson, and they're near the airport. I've never gone over there, but I've Googled Maps it, and it's still there. And the building is cute. So, I mean, if you ever have to go to Tucson, that's something you can go hunt down and put on your list, I guess. But I don't think you can go inside, but you can still get a cute picture outside. Now, I can't talk about Lisa Frank and not mention all of the characters. So I've curated a list, and in the show notes, I'm going to link the list of photos if you want to follow along. So go ahead and pause really quick and then pull that up and we'll go through it together. Thank you to the site Cafe Mom for this handy resource. So The Girls was our first collection. It was 3 girls posed together. One had blonde hair, one had red hair, and one had like purple hair, which I think was supposed to be brunette, but sticking to the Lisa Frank palette. They're very trendy. They, for some reason, reminded me of the Powerpuff Girls, but more fashionable. Maybe like Powerpuff Girls meets Bratz.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Bratz dolls for sure.
And then next up, we have the clown mask, which was a jester with a masquerade mask sitting on top of his head. And we don't need to talk about that one too much, please. It creeps me out. Then we have the Diva Dragonfly, obviously a dragonfly wearing bell bottoms with very flower power vibe. We have the hip hop bears. They were two bears that are dressed very hip hop, kind of remind me of Crisscross. One of the bears' clothes even say hip hop, and the other say yo 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 all over it. Then we have Roxy and Rolly, which were Siamese cats, very cute. Blanca, which is a swan holding a singular duckling. So I think it was a nod to the ugly duckling, but I'm not sure. Miss Galaxy, which were pageant queen aliens. I don't remember these particular aliens, but honestly, I'm here for it. Slay. Buzz. We have bumblebees. And then we have Dashley, which is a hummingbird. My favorite bird is a hummingbird, so I've always loved this one. Then we have Ruckus, Raider, and Risky, which were St. Bernard puppies. Angel Kitty. This one was super popular.
I love Angel Kitty.
I remember a lot of people had Angel Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Peekaboo, which was a turtle, and the shell was very flower power, which was a repeating theme in the Lisa Frank designs. Honestly, just in the 90s, I remember flower power making a huge comeback. We have Forest. This was one, if not my very favorite design. It was the baby tiger, super adorable. Then we have Hollywood Bear, which is a bear in a tux, and there are music notes around him, and you can see a sunset with palm trees and the reflection of his sunglasses. So definitely in that California vibe.
I love Hollywood Bear. I've never seen him before, but I'm going to try to find him and try to paint him or color him and put him on my wall because I love him.
Yes, I think you should do that. Find the paint numbers to paint or whatever it's called.
I'm coming for you, LisaFrank.com.
Then we have Princess Pearls. I think it's one of those Scotty dogs, but the hair is grown out and she's carrying pearls. And we have Love Penguins, definitely one of my favorites. And I feel like I saw this design everywhere. Like I feel like in class, at least one or two girls had this on a folder.
Yeah.
We had Spotty and Dottie, obviously Dalmatians. Their spots are different colors and they are carrying paintbrushes in their mouth. We have ballerina bunnies, so cute. Sky, which was the unicorn. Echo, which was the dolphins. Another famous favorite. I feel like there were bunny girls, there were horse girls, and dolphin girls in every class. I was definitely a dolphin girl. We have Reef, a cute little leopard seal. So cute. Isn't he cute?
I love him.
We have Majesty, kind of looks like a unicorn, but there's no horn. So essentially a horse with a rainbow hair. Rainbow Chaser. This one is for the horse girls. Max Splash. So this was like an orca whale with a dolphin and penguins. I love this scene.
Me too.
We have Rory, which is a baby polar bear that is surrounded by some birds that look a lot like toucans. This is a really sweet scene as well.
Another solid classic. I remember seeing this one around when I was younger.
Yes. Casey and Candy. I'm sure a lot of you remember them. They were the golden retrievers. We have Playtime and Sunflower, which were the classic kittens. I remember a lot of animal lovers had the puppies and the kittens. And we have Painter Bear, which is the panda. Hunter. Okay, this one is like the Lisa Frank character to me. If you were to say Lisa Frank, my brain is picturing Hunter. So it's a tiger with the leopard print and all the colors. And finally, we have Marky, which is a unicorn flying by the moon. So those are all the characters. I also wanted to share a personal account I've had with the company. So when I did live in Tucson, there was a time I actually applied for like an office manager job. And of course, I got shot all the way down, but I found an email from them in the depths of my email. And this is an old email I don't use anymore. It's my burner email now because it's just been taken over by spam. So I really dug for this email. And I'm going to go ahead and read it since I can say I have a personalized email from Lisa Frank Inc. It reads, Kylie, thank you for your interest in applying for the retracting the actual title position at Lisa Frank Inc. Although your resume is very competitive, we reviewed your application and did not select it for further consideration. We wish you all of the best in your job search and hope to have the chance to consider you for another role in the future, as we will keep your resume on file. Thank you. Retracting the name because I'm not trying to get anyone attacked, and it was not Lisa. Also, I remember another connection to Lisa Frank. So the house I lived in as a teen, the next door neighbor previously worked for Lisa Frank, and she was a huge hoarder too. But it worked out because like every Christmas she would give me Lisa Frank stuff. And this was in my teen years. So Lisa Frank wasn't as popular in the stores. So it wasn't really around. So I still got Lisa Frank stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that is my take on Lisa Frank.